You ain't from the hood. Nah, you ain't get put on, you ain't from the hood. You ain't never got put on, you ain't from the hood. Niggas always claim to set blood, ain't from the hood. Hell nah. You ain't never got put on, you ain't from the hood. Oh, I live in the hood, ass nigga. Never got put on, always claiming the hood though. Oh, you fucking with the homegirl, but don't come to the hood with none of your damn homeboys. They don't get a pass. Had a little homies press they ass for your tattoos. Hey, your mama waking up to some bad news. The plug saying groove, I'm a dime. I was long in the race, skinny nigga with the braids. Took a 2-man fade. I'm really from the hood. I took a fucking break to get my money right. But I was banging on the plane in the meeting with Jermaine. They like, poet, oh, you bang? They forgot where I came from. I was gang banging when it wasn't fun. Homie doing life right now, cause we don't You ain't from the hood. Nah, you ain't get put on, you ain't from the hood. You ain't never got put on, you ain't from the hood. Niggas always claim to set blood, ain't from the hood. Hell nah. You ain't never got put on, you ain't from the hood. And that goes for these hoes too. Start fucking on niggas and throwing these niggas hood up. Ha, little dot dot. Heard you gave a homie head in the trap spot. Got a throwaway in the stash spot. Boy, you not real, like a Sasquatch. Boy, I'm so high, I'm seeing astronauts. Boy, I ball hard, I need a mascot. Oh, and Swahili, I'm a Damu. My little cousin making Paru. My nigga Uzi, he from Five Deuce. Pad blows, I be hanging with some real whoops. Gang signs out the window when we drive coupes. Making money with some crips like it's 92. Banging on tracks, banging on tracks. Back in my days, it was banging on. You ain't from the hood. Nah, you ain't get put on, you ain't from the hood. You ain't never got put on, you ain't from the hood. Niggas always claim to set blood, ain't from the hood. Hell nah. You ain't never got put on, you ain't from the hood.
Fuck Chris Brown, nigga. Pull up in the hood right now, nigga. Catch your fade, nigga. Fuck, nigga. Frogs.
You ain't from the hood.
What's up with it, chat? Up in the building. Glad y'all can make it through on another show on the Black Rosebud Experience. Now, this is a fun video. Oh, I done downloaded the wrong video. No, I didn't. It's still downloading. Is it still downloading? Is it downloading? Wait a minute. I'm trying to download a video. Oh, I downloaded the wrong damn video. But this is a video. Y'all know that the election coming and Joe Biden have been going nuts. Joe Biden is freaking nuts. He losing his mind more and more every damn day. Okay, it's playing. Every damn day, Joe Biden is losing his mind more and more. Now, I was gonna do, me personally, I was gonna do Where Are They Now, right? I was gonna take all these black sons of bitches, right? Puff Daddy, I was gonna take Oprah Winfrey, I was gonna take Will Smith, I was gonna do Al Sharpton, you know, I was gonna do Russell Simmons, I was gonna do what's her name? 50 Cent ex-wife, I forgot her name, damn it. I forgot, what's it? Sorry with the V, you know her name, I forgot her damn name. I was gonna do her, I was gonna do that bitch, I was gonna do Tommy Hearn. That nigga brain dead right now. I can't do Michael Jackson because I don't know if Michael Jackson probably would be voting for Trump too. I can't do Michael Jackson. I can't do the king of pop, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Mike Tyson, he's still 100, you know what I'm saying, with Donald Trump. He's still the nigga to keep it 100. Mike Tyson, Donald Trump is my friend. You don't see no black niggas, you don't see no black people saying Joe Biden, my friend, except Barack Obama. I don't see what Lil John at with Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to see what his standing is. You know what I'm saying? Whoever this female is, I'm going to find out who she is. Her from sister to sister, I'm going to find out who she is. Donald Trump was with niggas all his life. He was surrounded by niggas. 50 Cent, he was surrounded by niggas. Surrounded, he was dating her, brought on the red carpet. He wasn't the most racist motherfucker. Snoop Dogg. Remember that? Snoop Dogg was at his roast. Remember that? Jesse Jackson? Find out where all them sons of bitches at. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna find out where all them sons of bitches is at, right? But let me get into this, right? The video is low. Now I loaded it fucking late, but here you go. It's on right now. It's here. It's back on. Right now we're gonna go into Joe Biden has lost his damn mind. It finally finished loading. I loaded it kind of late, you know what I'm saying, because I was up doing other videos. I probably released and I probably don't release. I don't know. I do not know. It depends on if I get some donations or not. That should be taking too long. Matter of fact, let me go in the chat. Maybe I did look up and get a donation. Nope, I didn't. Hold on. This is Joe Biden is nuts. Joe Biden, right? You notice Joe Biden don't do no press conferences, right? Where people can ask the questions, right? And back and follow-up questions, right? From different reporters and shit. He got an answer on the fly. He can't use no teleprompter or no damn script, right? Now these videos can be edited, right? They can be doing retakes, right? They can be scripted. We don't know. We just going on what they showing us. Even the part, if this is scripted, if this is edited, redone, whatever it is, it's still fucked up. If it was edited or if it was redone, I would like to see the first cut or the unedited version, right? Because I know Joe Biden is nuts. Let's get into
it. One more question, Mr. President. You haven't officially said you're running for re-election, but NBC's Mike Memoli, who you know well, quotes a senior staffer to the First Lady that a 2024 re-election campaign, quote, is something both Dr. Biden and the family fully support. And seeing that took me back to your book, your 2017 book, Promise Me, Dad.
Promise Me, Dad. I bet you Hunter Biden didn't write no damn book talking about Promise Me, Dad. Huh? The only Biden book that was between Hunter and Joe Biden was I Need My 10%. Promise me that. Give me my 10%. Joe Biden ought to write another book called The Big Guy and I Need My damn 10%. You see how these reporters are sensitive to Joe Biden? And they setting up the questions basically for him, so all he got to do is say an answer. These questions are scripted. You said in a book, and you said this, and you said that, right? They basically were in court in the justice system they call leading the witness. Because he's too damn dumb for you to ask him a question. He can say the whole phrase or the whole law or the whole idea on his own. Shit is scripted.
You wrote about how your late son, Bo, and many of people who are saying that you shouldn't run again because of your age. I'm wondering, what do you think Bo Biden would say to those people who think you shouldn't run again?
Look at, what do you say to Bo? What do you say to those people? What do you think Bo Biden would say to those people? Then what Bo Biden would say, we can't hear from Bo Biden. Ask him what he would say to them people. Why you got to use a third person, right? You don't know what Bo Biden is thinking. Bo Biden probably thinking this nigga is nuts. Daddy, it's time to retire, right? You see how they took it out of Joe Biden's hand and put it in Bo Biden's hand? What will Bo Biden tell the people? Oh, so now, since he's speaking for the dead now, he's talking to dead women and dead congresswomen and shit like that. Evidently, he can bring up the spirits of Bo Biden. I'm going to go into the spirit of the Ouija board of Bo Biden and talk for him.
It's not so much you say to those people, what do you?
So let's say Trump doesn't run again. Convince Aunt Gloria that she should.
Convince Aunt Gloria. First it was convince Bo Biden. What was Bo Biden? Now it's convince Aunt Gloria.
Stick with you.
Well, I think Aunt Gloria should take a look. I think it's a legitimate thing to be concerned about anyone's age, including mine. I think,
including mine. This nigga made it sound like he young. It's a great concern to be concerned about anyone's age, especially mine. Yes, nigga, yours. Especially, it's not so far your age, it's your damn mind.
I think it's totally legitimate. But I think the best way to make the judgment is to watch me you know, am I slowing up? Am I don't have the same pace? Or, you know, and that old joke, you know, everybody talks about the, you know, the new 70s, 50s, and all that stuff.
Nobody say no shit like that. Ain't nobody in no. The only thing is the 10 is the new 20. I used to get $10 worth of gas. Now you got to get $20 worth of gas. So 10 is the new 20. Damn it. I used to get 5. 5 is the new 10. Damn it. I used to get $5 worth of gas. Now I got to get $10 worth of gas. So that's a damn lie. Ain't no 70 is the new 50, especially with your ass. They say 70 is the new 50. Who in the hell says some shit like that? I ain't never heard no shit like that. I ain't never saw no old nigga in the club talking about, yeah, you know, 70 is the new 50. Nah, Joe Biden, you need to sit your old ass down somewhere. Ain't nobody fucking with Joe Biden.
You know, it could be, I'm a great respecter of fate. I could get a disease tomorrow. I could, you know, drop dead tomorrow.
I ain't gonna say nothing for YouTube purposes, you know what I'm saying? But good luck with that. You know what I'm saying? Good luck with that. I can drop dead tomorrow. You sure in the hell can. Good luck with that. You and my baby mama. I hope y'all have the best of luck with that.
But you know, in terms of my energy level, in terms of how much I'm able to do, I think people should look and say, does he still have the same passion for what he's doing? And if they think I do and I can do it, then that's fine. If they don't, then they should vote against me. Not against me, should encourage me not to go.
They should encourage me not to go. Nah, we should vote against you, right? You shouldn't be running at all. All the people for the primary is ass. Ain't nobody fucking with Joe Biden. Anybody voting Democrat, anybody primary Joe Biden, they gonna vote his ass up out of there. I don't give a fuck if it's Pete Buttigieg. I don't give a fuck if it's Newsom. I don't give a fuck who it is. They gonna vote Joe Biden the hell up out of there. It could be Kamala Harris. They gonna vote his ass up out of there. They don't give a damn. They don't give a damn about Joe Biden. Right? None of the Democrats give a damn about Joe Biden. Have you watched the president? Have you watched the what you call that shit? The Senate race? Have you heard? I saw the Senate race. Ain't nobody. Everybody running from Joe Biden. Don't nobody give a damn about Joe Biden. Like Joe Biden, who? Joe Biden, what? I don't give a damn about Joe Biden. Right? Matter of fact, hold on, right? I'm working on a skit. I'm working on a couple of skits. If I get some donations, right, I'm gonna release these skits, right? I'm gonna release these skits, right? If I get some donations, I'm gonna release these skits. This is gonna be like some like what do you call this? What should I call this? I should call this campaign. This is a campaign skit. This is a campaign skit right here. I done got all the Democrats' talking points, right? And it's up to you, right? Because I ain't finished it yet, but I can't be sitting in the house, you know what I'm saying, doing it for free. Here we go, right here. Is it just me, or do the Democrats want all the praise for the Inflation Reduction Act, but don't want none of the blame for the damn recession?
Congressman Ryan, a similar question to you. You heard it there. Republicans say during the Biden administration, you voted for every one of these spending bills to come out of Washington. They say they're reckless. Do you believe they've contributed to inflation?
Biden has taken office. Inflation has reached levels that we haven't seen in 40 years. You've supported nearly every piece of legislation that this administration has pushed through Congress. Do you take any responsibility for the financial hardships currently that Georgians are facing? And you have 60 seconds.
Mark Kelly, it sounds as if 45 seconds now for rebuttal from what you've heard. I heard that you caused this.
All 50 Democrat senators caused this. They just won't admit it.
We need to cut taxes for working people.
Didn't the Democrats say they already did that?
Well, let's look at what they are. A bipartisan infrastructure bill that's going to create 600,000 jobs here in Ohio. J.D. Vance is against that.
And we finally gave Medicare the ability to negotiate prescription drugs. And Herschel Walker says he would vote against it.
Passed the Inflation Reduction Act.
Just a couple weeks ago, we passed a Medicare reform provision.
The Democrats want credit for eyeglasses and hearing aids,
which had two of my provisions. One, caps the cost of prescription drugs for seniors.
That for the first time in decades, we will be able to negotiate down drug prices.
so they don't have to choose between buying medicine and buying groceries. And one caps the cost of insulin.
Big Pharma didn't like that.
Is it just me, or is all the Democrats running on the same platform?
At the same time, I was able to stand up to Big Pharma and cut the prescription drug costs for seniors.
We capped prescription drug costs in the Medicare program for seniors to $2,000.
Capping it at $2,000 a year.
I helped get that passed. I took on the pharmaceutical company. Insulin, we got it to $35 for Medicare recipients. I fought for that, and I got it.
And he said he would not have voted for the Inflation Reduction Act. And I think he should tell the people of Georgia why he thinks they should have expensive insulin and why the pharmaceutical companies should be able to charge us whatever they like.
Oh, charge us whatever they like, right? Charge us whatever they like. Why should they charge us whatever they like? Pharmaceuticals getting raw, right? They all running for Joe Biden. Remember, that was all Joe Biden policies, right? All that infrastructure, all that drug costs, all the prescription drugs. Remember, that was all Joe Biden shit, right? So they bragging on Joe Biden plan, right? This old son of a bitch who talking about he not going to run, possibly, he might die tomorrow. Remember, all of them voted with Joe Biden. So everybody in the Senate, right, they disagree. They voted with Joe Biden.
But that's not how I feel. I can't even say the age I'm going to be.
Oh, shit. He finna sniff his hair. They told you about doing that shit to people, Joe Biden, invading people's privacy in their space. Look at dude, nervous as a motherfucker. Remember, he grabbed the dude like, why? Why you getting scared, man? That's the same way he grabbing this dude. Why you getting scared, man? This is how you kiss somebody, right? You looking at him dead in his eyes, holding him by his shoulders. Nigga, this is how you kiss somebody.
I can't even get it out of my mouth.
You today in Pennsylvania, but there haven't been that many candidates campaigning with you. Why are
That's
more?
not true. There have been 15. Count, skate count.
Okay, and are there going to be even more?
Yeah.
Yeah. Going to appear with you today in Pennsylvania, but there haven't been that many candidates campaigning with you. Why are
That's
more?
not true. There have been 15. Count, skate count.
Okay,
Count.
are there going to be even more?
Yeah.
Hell no, there gonna be no more.
Any restrictions on abortion at all?
20 for gas.
What the hell is this get up in here for? What the hell is that doing up in here? Oh, I done put some extra shit up in there. I done put some extra Rubik's Cube shit up in there. What the hell is that doing up in there? Right here, where we at? Right here, damn it.
That
Yo, you crunching them over there.
Crushing them. Why are you crushing them?
20 for gas is crazy.
Well, I think there are a number of things that happened. Number one, I think that we began to.
I think that we began to
we had a leader concluded that the truth didn't matter a whole lot, and used the modern version of the old kind of baiting.
This nigga like, nigga, can you hurry up and get it out? This nigga like, come on, man. The views it happens was, like, nigga, I just set you up for the whole phrase. We got to keep it American. Look. We get a couple of more donations. I got about 5 skits I can release, right? Y'all know Fetterman coming out tomorrow. Y'all know y'all gonna want me to release Fetterman, right? Y'all gonna want me to release this skit right here too. This is look. Hold on, I'll do this later. Y'all gonna want me to release this skit right here too. This is about the money. Who was that sent me? DS111. You gonna want me to hold on? Where we at? You gonna want me to do this one too? Huh? You gonna want me to do this skit too?
A Fed coin. In fact, I think the opposite. I think to the extent that the U.S. government could single dollar you're paying money, they can.
I gotta do him over.
That's where you have economy and pop.
I gotta do this over.
But they're gonna pump the money.
I gotta do this over. I gotta do this over.
The things Congress can do right now.
I gotta do that one over. Matter of fact, I think. Wait. Matter of fact, hold on. Matter of fact, I got this. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me see. I got this. Wait a minute. You gonna want me to do this skit too? You gonna want me to do this skit too? I don't know where we at with this. You gonna want me to do this skit too? Watch this, DS. Right here. Here we go. Right here. I already started editing this skit. already started putting the whipping and wham up in this skit right here. You gonna want me to do this skit right here too, right? I got skits on the line. If I get a couple of donations, that means I can stay in the house and I can do these skits and I ain't gotta go out and do no t-shirts and no clubs and all that old shit. I can stay in the house and do these skits. I know you want them. You need them in your life.
They will be.
It got the information on them. You need this information in your life about your freedom.
They will be in a position to do even more damage to the economy.
Your children's children will live under communism. You Americans are so gullible.
And America will be in a position to strip Americans of even more of their individual liberties and of their rights.
No, you won't accept communism, all right? But we will keep feeding you small doses of socialism until you finally wake up and you find you already have communism.
In my book on the Great Reset, I go into the whole digital currency, what they're trying to do. And they're actually done it now in several countries. I think it was Zimbabwe and obviously Canada.
We'll not have to fight you. We will weaken your economies.
Because right now, with the system we have right now, if you have cash in your pocket, you can go out and spend it. And the government doesn't know what you bought.
Until you fall like an overripe fruit into our hands. Nikita Khrushchev, 1959.
Right? The government doesn't see that transaction, and they don't like that, but that gives you a degree of privacy and a degree of freedom because they can't stop you from using that cash.
We've been warned for years, but people don't listen. The problem is our academic system. We don't teach anything about money.
Oh, this gonna be a cold skit. I get some more donations. I'm telling you, I can do these skits, y'all. I can do these skits. I got about 5 skits waiting on, you know what I'm saying? Waiting on donations.
It used to be the case, 40, 50 years ago. When she got killed and the president was asked, what did you think? He said, there are fine people on both sides. No president's ever said anything like that.
Joe Biden showing the hell ain't said nothing like that. He said there's no good people on the MAGA side. They extreme. They want to fuck up the democracy. D. Peterson, we want to get a couple of skits and we get a couple of donations. These skits take time. I'm telling you, I got some skits out. Let me see. I got some skits out. I'll give you another replay.
And it's a reflection of this notion that whatever it takes to have power is appropriate.
Said earlier this month about the Senate race in Georgia, and I quote, "I don't care if Herschel Walker paid to abort endangered baby eagles. I want control of the Senate."
Woo! Ha! That was funny. I don't give a damn if he abort baby eagles. I want control of the Senate. Huh? We want control of the Senate. Ain't nothing wrong with that. They want control of the Senate. What's wrong with us wanting control of the Senate? Everybody's fighting for control of the Senate. They're making it seem like us fighting for control of the Senate is evil and extreme and demonic and it's going to fuck with democracy, right? But if they get control of the Senate, we're going to keep our rights and we're going to keep everything going to be equal and equality and everything going to be fair. They're setting us a fucking dream. They said that's a dream.
If you get any questionable calls.
And look, Joe Biden said, just watch him, right? You see this nigga right here? Biden read, reading from this, right? From the teleprompter. He read D-O-T, dot. This nigga read out dot.
Please tell us by going to report fraud, DOTFTC.gov.
Media.
Who says that? Who says that? Right? And then he don't talk, like I said, he don't talk to the press. He talk to different people trying to interview him. He go talk to a transgender about his life. Right? And then the transgender set him up with the question so Joe Biden can just rumble on. But Joe Biden's so damn fucking stupid, right? You still don't know what he's saying. If it wasn't for the transsexual, you wouldn't know what the bill is supposed to be. Watch the transsexual lead him, just like the black person led him. Joe Biden get these interviews where people lead him into the questions.
Her Girlhood series. Let's take a look. Mr. President, this is my 221st day of publicly transitioning.
God love you.
Thank you. I am extremely privileged to live in a state that allows me access to the resources I need.
LA, right out here.
And that decision is just between me and my doctors.
So what? As long as you pay, it should be. You can pay, do it, whatever the hell you want to. But when you want the government to pay for it, guess what? You bring in the government into the doctor's office.
But many states have lawmakers that feel like they can involve themselves in this very personal process.
And she said what he's supposed to be saying, right? We already know this, right? Joe Biden been trying to say it for months. They bring her out here to say this whole thing. Say the whole speech. So Joe Biden ain't got to say it.
Do you think states should have a right to ban gender-affirming health care?
Have you been watching Joe Biden, bitch? Nigga? Huh? Hell no. You know exactly what he finna say. Come on, ask him a tougher question. You know exactly his stand on it. Nigga woman.
I don't think any state or anybody should have the right to do that. As a moral question and as a legal question. I just think it's wrong. You know, I think I was saying before we started that my son, my deceased son, used to be the Attorney General of the state of Delaware. He passed the broadest piece of legislation that he, as Attorney General, was able to convince the legislature and the governor to sign.
I don't know what the fuck he's saying, but this is 2 times. Bo in the book. Bo asked him running for president. What would Bo say? Ask Bo what them people say. My son Bo passed this. My son Bo passed that.
That dealt with all gender-affirming capability. I mean, there's a lot of, you know, sometimes they try to block you from being able to access certain medicines, being able to access.
See, she done told the whole policy, and he don't know what the fuck to say. You know what happened? You know, he cutting himself off in mid-sentence and shit.
Certain procedures and so on. None of that should be available. I mean, you know, no state should be able to do that in my.
You heard that? None of that shit should be available. You right. None of that shit should be available. I mean, no state should be able to do that. No, you right. None of that shit should be available.
So I feel very, very strongly that that you should have every single solitary right, including use of your gender identity bathrooms in public.
Thank you. Thank you. And it feels like
that's doing too much. Lead him into another question. Lead him into another question.
Republicans have turned trans and non-binary people into this thing to blame society's downfall on in some ways. And this narrative is not only dangerous to our mental health, but also our physical safety. And particularly trans women of color are being murdered at an alarming rate.
Joe Biden been saying that for 3 years. Come on, bitch. Is you a speechwriter? Is you a speechwriter? Joe Biden been saying that for 3 years. Tell us something new.
More than any other group of people.
Thank you.
More than niggas on the corner, more than niggas in Chicago, more than people on getting murdered from China with fentanyl. Huh? It was only 44 this year. Huh? And why you gotta label them as they, I mean, every group of people get killed. Just because they get killed is a big thing. I mean, motherfuckers, they could have been gang banging. They got a cat popped in their ass. They still niggas. They could have been robbing niggas and got a cat popped in their ass. They could have tried to beat a nigga up and got a cat popped. You never know what happened. Going on some weird shit. Could have been a drive-by. Some of these motherfuckers, ex-gang members, done try to turn female and want some titties. You don't know what the circumstances is. You messed with the wrong dude and he didn't have it. That was her fault, his fault, whatever it was.
How can Democratic leaders be more effective in advocating for us trans people and our families and our lives and our opportunities?
Your family? Who the fuck is your family? Your mom and your dad and your brother? How we want to advocate, now we advocate for the whole fucking family. Not just for you, we got to advocate for your whole fucking family. Your mama, your daddy, your brother, anybody associated with you. How you going to advocate for people like me and my family? Bitch, what you bring your family in the for? Now we got to keep your family safe?
I'm not being facetious when I say this, being seen with people like you. No, I mean it. I genuinely mean it. People fear what they don't know. They fear what they don't know. And
no, sometimes we don't like what we don't know. Maybe that's it too. I don't fear nothing. The motherfucker, I see them 24/7.
when people realize, individuals realize, oh, this is what they're telling me to be frightened of. This is the problem. This is, I mean, people change their minds.
Yeah, right. What, you gonna force us to change our mind?
People are just don't know enough to know. And it's not because of intellectual incapability, it's just lack of exposure. And I think that it's really important that we continue to speak out about the basic fundamental rights of all human beings. And the idea that what's going on, you know,
that nigga lost me. I got lost. I'm so high. I'm just trying to figure out, my bad, y'all. I'm so high. I'm trying to figure out what the nigga's saying. And I done, not dozed off, but I done got caught up in the trance looking at this nigga like, what the fuck is he talking about? My bad, y'all. I forgot I was even on the show. This nigga done locked me in the trance, y'all. My bad. I'm not on the job. This nigga done took me out. I forgot where the fuck I was at. Like, what the fuck? Like, what was I? like, hold on. I'm doing this show. What the fuck is wrong with Joe? Is this done on purpose? This nigga done put me in the damn Men in Black trance.
In some states, I won't get into the politics of it, but in some states, it's outrageous, and I think it's immoral. The trans part's not immoral. What they're trying to do to trans persons is immoral.
What? Not let them in women's sports? Not let them in women's bathrooms? Not let them in women's locker rooms? Not let them beat the shit out of women? Come on.
Thank you. And do you have any messages to the families of trans folks that...
What the fuck we need to send a message to the trans folks family for? Now all of a sudden they depressed? They need therapy? They need protections?
Are seeking, options for their children, but are struggling to find resources. Do you have a message to those parents?
Yeah, fuck them.
Yeah, I do.
I do. Fuck them. That's what I say.
This is blood of your blood, bone of your bone.
Fuck blood of the bone.
And,
fuck them. My grandma said, fuck
it is, things are changing, but it's a matter of us acknowledging that there's nothing to be, just because it's different, there's nothing to be fearful about. My intention to run again. And we have time to make that decision.
Well, the Democrats don't want you to make that decision. The Democrats say, fuck you and that decision you're trying to make, right? The Democrats say they don't need you to make no decisions for them. They already got their mind made the fuck up on you, Joe Biden. They got their mind made up on you. They say, fuck you and your decision. They all just on your ass like Judas, right? Like Jesus. I ought to make a video, like, since I say Donald Trump is Jesus, if I get enough donations, I got an idea. I'm gonna make Joe Biden the devil. I'm gonna make Joe Biden the devil. I'm gonna turn Joe Biden all this shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna line his ass up with Lucifer. I'm gonna find the story of Lucifer and line Joe Biden ass up with Lucifer. I'm genius like that. I can do that type of shit and get away with it. Only I can do that type of shit and get away with it. Hold on, where we at? Oh shit, come on. Only I can do that type of shit. Anybody can do it. Only I can do it. Break time. Break time. This
right now.
Disownment of Joe Biden. The disownment of Joe Biden.
Now, in your opinion, is the answer another stimulus check, or is there a better option out there to deal with this right now?
We passed the Inflation Reduction Act.
And one of the things we did in that law was we finally gave Medicare the ability to negotiate the price of prescription drugs.
For who? Your ancestors?
In capping the costs of prescription drugs for people like my 84-year-old mother.
No,
I don't think they should. I don't think she should have to choose.
Let's let him talk. You'll get a second.
I don't think she should have to choose.
If my mom falls into the donut hole, she'll pay $1,000 a month in prescription drugs. We capped it to $2,000 a year.
He's already told you he would vote against it.
And you want to lower the price of prescription drugs because it helps your grandmother. Well, lowering the price of bullets will help my grandmother. Next! Why all the Democrats vote with Joe Biden? They don't want to claim his ass in a debate. Ain't that a bitch?
Your Republican opponent's campaign is a claim that you voted 96% of the time with President Biden while in office. Have you? And if so, is that a problem?
Ms. Beasley, your opponent has spent a big chunk of time on the campaign trail tying you to President Biden and his policies. Republicans have also criticized you for not appearing with Biden administration officials during North Carolina visits, including Vice President Harris.
Congressman Ryan, Republicans, as you say, they blame President Biden for a lot of the inflation problems. You told Colleen here in an interview last week, a few days ago, that we need new leadership across the board. You don't believe he should run again.
Are you avoiding appearing with them? Do you want President Biden to campaign for you in North Carolina? And would you be a rubber stamp for the Biden administration?
Do you think President Biden is to blame for the inflation crisis?
Well, I think everybody's to blame.
Yeah. Mr. Vance has portrayed you as a lapdog for House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and other Democratic leaders in Congress, and says that you will do their bidding in the Senate. To prove him wrong, I would like you to point to an issue that Speaker Pelosi has totally bungled and therefore deserves public repudiation.
President Biden called tonight and said he wanted to come campaign for you next week. Would you stand on stage with him?
Democrats running like Judas. They're going to denounce Joe Biden 3 times before the election comes.
Mr. Flowers, nearly 20 Republicans and 20 Democrats have run against Ms. Green in the last 2 elections, 20 candidates total. Each one has had a strategy that has been, I am not MTG.
The Democrats used to run on, I'm not Donald Trump. Well, at least they're spreading the wealth.
In your race, in the last week alone, 37 emails have come to our Rome News Tribune server from your candidate, from your account, saying the same thing, I'm not MTG. What is your platform?
If your platform is not a transsexual for trying to be a Marjorie Taylor Greene drag queen, next! The Democrats running from the whole Biden administration, they get mad when you mention they're attached to the Biden administration.
President Biden is certainly welcome to be here. He is our president.
You keep talking about Nancy Pelosi. If you want to run against Nancy Pelosi, move back to San Francisco and run against Nancy Pelosi. You're running against me.
Well, thank you for that question, John. First and foremost, I am running as Marcus Flowers, not Marjorie Taylor Greene.
It is very clear that my opponent would rather be running against anybody except me.
You see how the Democrats all that say, no, your ass voted with Joe Biden. You voted 97%. You voted 100%. You voted this. It's clear to see that this nigga want to run against anybody but me. Yeah. It's me. If you want to run against Nancy Pelosi, you ought to move to California. Oh no, I'm not with Joe Biden. I'm not. These motherfuckers is running from Joe Biden.
But would you want to be with him for that visit?
You know, if it's an official visit, we'll just have to see if that's something if we're available.
You know damn well all the Democrats got a scheduling conflict every time Joe Biden come to town. Next! Is one thing about the Democrats in a debate, they always talk to somebody.
We've knocked over 70,000 doors in our district, had those real conversations with the people of Northwest Georgia, our local leaders, our mayors, our commissioners, our city council members, and yes, our law enforcement officials. And every one of them that I've talked to, almost to a person, has said Marjorie Taylor Greene is not who they want representing them.
And every Democrat, too, is a lying son of a bitch. They all got the same story about they talk to somebody.
And you know what, Senator, when I talk to your voters around the state, you know what they say? They don't know what you stand for.
We've brought people in from every corner of the district, newly registered people. And I've talked to, it doesn't matter if it's a Republican, independent, or Democrat. I've talked to everybody. And everybody that I talk to, Republicans come up to me every day with tears in their eyes saying, please, get rid of Marjorie Taylor Greene.
If a woman named Ann, who I met on the campaign trail here, she pays more for life-saving prescription drugs for her child than she does for her mortgage every month.
I ran into a couple on a flight, and they wrote a note for me. They were with their 1-year-old son, and said, whatever you do, please do something about this student debt.
Democrats always got a motherfucking sob story. I ran into somebody, my grandmother, my daddy, my auntie, my uncle. I ran into the little kid with cancer. I ran into the little kid who killed to have gas. I ran into his mother with 5 kids. I was running into somebody. I ran into your voter, the police, the mayor, the sheriff, the priest.
And Senator Lee, she reached out to your office pleading for help. And in response, she received a dismissive form letter. I wonder if you'd still be smirking if she were here today.
I believe in our democracy, and I believe in standing up for human rights. People come up to me every day and tell me how they feel attacked by you. And yes, I'm talking about children and our LGBTQ plus community.
Yeah, people come up to me every day and tell me how they're attacked by you. People come up to me and tell me this. People come up to me and tell me that.
I met this older gentleman in Parker not too long ago.
I met this older gentleman, and these motherfuckers always meet somebody during a debate. Always meet somebody.
He came up to me and he said, hey, please do not take away my Social Security. I don't know what I will do.
Every day, Congresswoman Green, seniors, Latinos, blacks, men and women, every day. This is how she treats the people of Northwest Georgia and the people of America.
Every day, blacks, Latinos, gays, Filipinos. This is how she treats her people in her community. You know what, Marjorie Taylor Greene? You know what? You ain't nothing but a liberal.
Attacks.
But I met a woman in Marietta who was a single mom who had to travel 2 hours to work and 2 hours back. That's who I'm fighting for.
And I think about that because I ran into a woman at a hearing I had named Gretchen Spree, and she and her husband literally maxed.
These motherfuckers always run into somebody. How do you keep running into somebody? How these motherfuckers? Hey, who is these motherfucking speechwriters? All of them got the same story. I had to hurry up and release this right during the campaign. Right? The Republicans need this one right here. I got one with the Republicans. I got one with the Democrats. All Republican talking points, and I got one with all the Democrats talking points. The Republicans totally destroyed them with all their policies on the border and shit like this, and all their policies just fucked up.
Out their credit cards, paying for medicine in the evening of their lives.
The Democrats got more stories than Stephen King. Next! And they always want to bring up families and friends.
I stand on this stage as the daughter of a maid and a janitor who grew up in Florida.
Listen, I'm the son of a teacher.
You're a son of a
grandson
bitch. You're
of
a
a sheriff.
son of a bitch.
You know, my grandfather left Alabama with 76 cents in his pocket.
I said, let me tell you about my grandfather.
These motherfuckers in the debate, they always running into somebody. They ain't running into somebody, they want to tell you about their grandfather. No, motherfucker, tell me what you gonna do about my gas, my food, my family, crime. No, let me tell you about my grandfather. Let me tell you about my mama. I grew up in a family like this. I grew up in a family like that. These motherfuckers say, we don't give a fuck about your family. Let's give about a little bit more Joe Biden up in here. We don't give a fuck about your family, right? This is who they going for, though. This is who they going for. This nut right here.
Dr. Biden is for it. Mr. President.
Look, this nigga fell asleep. Look.
Dr. Biden,
Look, this nigga,
because it's different.
Look,
there's
this
nothing
nigga
to be
fell
fearful
asleep.
about.
Look.
My intention to run again. And we have time to make that decision.
Watch this.
Dr. Biden is for it.
Look, right now he's asleep. That nigga sleep right now. That nigga sleep on, this nigga is narcoleptic or something. This nigga gonna sleep on command, right? It must have said, that must have been the code. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Miss Biden said, wait a minute, nigga, that's your cold sleep word? Wake up, Joe. Look at this nigga smiling like, Joe. Hello, do you hear me, Joe? Do you hear me, Joe? Look,
Mr. President.
Look, Mr. President. You had to wake that nigga up. Mr. President, the fuck is wrong with you? Mr. President.
For it.
Look, he looking like he don't know where the fuck he at. Like, Mr. President, this nigga looking at the ground. Like, where the fuck am I at? Mr. President, snap out of it, nigga.
Mr. President. Oh,
Look.
Dr. Biden thinks that my wife.
The nigga had to look back up. Oh, I'm with this nigga, right? Let me think of something. Then this nigga take 5 minutes to think of an answer. Look at him.
Thinks that we're doing something very important.
Oh, who was that sending me a
And
donation?
that I shouldn't walk away from it.
You should walk away from it. Look at this nigga. Who was that sending me? Dean Watson. Good looking out. Dean Watson. Ye versus Illuminati, right? I got on some people that had on some fuck Kanye West shirts, right? After I got through with their ass, you know what I'm saying? Dean Watson, they feel kind of sorry. That's what the white man wants you to do. Every black man they done destroy, you know what I'm saying? Bill Cosby, O.J. Simpson, you know what I'm saying? They done destroy. Now they done try to destroy Kanye West because he's the richest black man in the world. And you adding to it as a black man, you know what I'm saying? You have the energy to forget about it. Did he personally affect you wearing a White Lives Matter shirt when we had white people wearing Black Lives Matter shirt? What's the difference? You know what I'm saying? You adding to the racism, brother, by adding to this shit. You adding to the lynching of a black man. You got enough energy. It's plenty of people that walk away from that shit, right? Then he was like, well, he shouldn't have wore that shit because Black Lives Matter. I said, hold on, my nigga. When I go in the corner over there, nigga, I'm not worried about no white person. I'm worried about niggas. You know what I'm saying? I don't wear no motherfucking I hate nigga shirts. You know what I'm saying? I ain't had no motherfucking Ku Klux Klan or no motherfucking white people come up under me and tell me to get off the block. Ask me where I'm from. Let me see your tattoos, where you live. I ain't had, unless they was the police. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, it's been niggas who told me that shit. So why I'm not, so why I can't wear no I hate nigga shirts? You know what I'm saying? How many nigga Ku Klux Klans rolled up on you? I made her feel guilty, Dean Watson. Huh? Don't wear no fuck Kanye shirt. You know what I'm saying? Kanye do a little crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I agree with everything he do, but I'll still ride with him and I'm gonna defend him.
Happy birthday, great president. We know your mom's always with you.
That nigga said, happy birthday, president. He called Kamala Harris the president again. Look at your president.
Jackie, are you here? Where's Jackie? I didn't think she
Who was that?
She was going to be here.
160, my boy.
Mr. President, thank you.
You know the needs of innocent very to live.
And 160 forgot my show was in Phoenix. He was supposed to go out there and meet me in Phoenix.
Not having the money to pay for it. Not a joke. Think about it. Think about what you'd think
about. Think about what you think about. 160, think about what you think about. Think about it. Think about what you think about. That's kind of hard to do. That means I gotta double think. I gotta think, and then I gotta think again. So I gotta think about it. So you saying think about? No, that's 3 times. You want me to think about it? Okay, I'm thinking about it. Then you want me to think about? Okay, I'm thinking about. What I think about? Okay, you want me to go back? So I'm supposed to go up one and then come back down again. I don't get it, Joe Biden. Think about what you think about. That is confusing. 160, that is confusing. That's more confusing than that's more confusing than Hunter Biden not being investigated for kitty porn. Oh shit!
Money to pay for it. Not a joke. Think about it.
Think
about what you'd think about.
Think about what you think about.
Make that all cement. You're going to use that as basis to build on, because you need security, you need stability for what you have on top, and you're going to build up stories beyond. I mean, this is incredible.
Where you going? Where's Joe Biden going?
This is the United States of America, for God's sake.
This is United States of America, for God's sakes. Look, I don't know where you're going.
I want to thank all of you here, for including bipartisan elected officials like Representative Governor, Senator Braun, Senator Booker, Representative Jackie. Are you here? Where's Jackie?
Hell no.
I didn't think she was.
That's the second ghost he talked to in this video.
This is not a joke. Can't make this stuff up. Republican governors wrote me a letter saying this relief only helps the elite few. Suggested we couldn't get it done, but we got it done. And that money already is out the door being used very well. Tony and his team use a lot of that money combined with the money from the university raised to help students at Dell State with their debt, reducing the debt burden for 225 graduating seniors. And Bobby, I promise you, he's been on my back to get this done since I got elected president. Don't forget the lockjaw. So I just think, I'm not sure how we're going to do this, but so long as I couldn't say no.
I didn't know what he couldn't say no to. I couldn't understand what the fuck he said.
My grandfather, Finney from Scranton, would really be proud of me right now. No, I'm not joking. He would. By the way, he's an All-American football player, John, in Santa Clara.
The hell he was, Joe Biden. You lying son of a bitch. Walk off. Walk off, Joe. The other way. Walk off. This nigga's an
Bleachers
idiot.
up there. Hey, everybody. Don't jump. Don't jump.
This nigga's an idiot. Oh, this nigga's an idiot. Hold on, let's get back into the skit. This nigga's an idiot. That's why the Democrats finna lose, because of shit like this. They always know somebody. Huh? They always know somebody. Their politics say shit. Listen to this.
My grandfather was a steel worker in Niles, Ohio for 40 years, this issue.
Yeah, first of all, Ted, let me start by saying, as a kid, I remember my mom sitting at the kitchen table, with all the bills spread out with one of those giant calculators, trying to figure out, what bill is she going to pay?
My family has done nothing but serve their whole lives. That's where I learned it.
And it was really challenging for her. In that period of time, she could only put about $2 of gas in the car, at the time. So I know what people are going through.
My grandfather at his church, he was a lead usher at 1045 Mass, ran the beer tent. My mom helped with the church. My grandmother helped at the church. I'd play on the Our Lady of Mount Carmel playground. My grandfather would be there painting a rectory.
And probably molesting kids. You know what happens sometimes when liberals are in church.
We give back. I'm not going to apologize for spending 20 years of my adult life slogging away to try to help one of the hardest economically hit.
Hey, but look, but what he got offensive for, right? Because the nigga said he ain't never had a job. He ain't never signed the front of a check. Like, nigga, you ain't never signed the front of a check. I can't wait till you hear the Republican side on this shit. Like, nigga, you ain't even signed a check. I'm not gonna let you talk about my family values like that. My family values, I got my values for my family. Nigga, stop lying.
Regions of Ohio and dedicated my life to help that region come back. He worked 40 hours a week, 5 days a week. And he was able, because he had a good job, he was able to give back. He was the lead usher at 1045 Mass at Our Lady of Mount Carmel Church. He ran the beer tent at the summer festival.
Your dad's show is in the hell where all the kids is at.
I'm not going to sit here and let you demean my service that I learned from my family.
I think about my grandparents, I think about my parents and other folks who worked hard their entire lives.
That when I went to Catholic school, we had to spend time going to help people. It was called senior service. Because he had a good job and he was able to give back and participate in the civic life of our community. Because he had a good job, I had to put on my football jersey and go serve in the community. This is an extension of that.
So don't talk about his perfect family.
You got to be ashamed of yourself, JD. You went off to California, you were drinking wine and eating cheese, and you said, I don't even feel comfortable in Ohio anymore.
Your ass shouldn't feel comfortable on stage no more because you're not good at lying. Next! Why ain't no Democrats claiming Joe Biden?
But I'd like a simple yes or no. Would you support President Biden running for a second term in 2024?
And just
It's
quickly,
just not true.
do you want President Biden to run again in 2024?
No, I've been very clear. I'd like to see a generational change.
Specifically, have you taken a cognitive
No, I haven't taken the test. Why the hell would I take a test? Come on, man. That's like saying before you got in this program, if you take a test where you're taking cocaine or not, what do you think, huh? Are you a junkie?
Is that a yes or a no?
The answer is I have not. And maybe this is difficult. Maybe this is difficult for people to understand because that's how politicians think.
I have opposed Joe Biden on numerous pieces of legislation that he wants to try to promote and push.
And when I needed to, I've stood up to the Biden administration. I stood up to the Biden administration and said, no, don't close the Savannah Combat Readiness Center. We need that center.
Stood up to the Biden administration so that they could keep open this Combat Training Readiness Center. Stood with our congressional delegation to do that.
How in the hell did all the Democrats stand up to Joe Biden when they voted with him over 97% of the time?
I think that part of the problem with our politics right now is that it's become too much about the politicians. You're asking me who's going to run in 24?
Well, I think a stronger border, more border patrol. I disagree with President Biden when he's talking about relaxing some of the regulations down on the border. Completely disagree with that.
I've not spent a minute thinking about what politicians should run for what in 2024.
Again, taking on my own party when I think they're wrong.
You haven't thought about it. If you can think about it now, in 2024, the president will turn 82 years old. Are you concerned about his physical and his mental fitness at that time? You have 30 seconds.
I am very willing to let the American public judge my physical and mental my physical as well as my mental fitness.
People of Georgia hired me to represent them regardless of who's in the White House.
And to make a judgment about who I am and what state of affairs I have, what kind of physical shape I'm in, what kind of mental shape I'm in.
I'm honored to do that job every single day. My dad said, if somebody hires you to do a job, do the job they hired you to do.
Do the job they hired you to do. Do the job they hired you to do. What the hell they hired you to do? Hold on. I want to get into this part right quick. I want to get in this part because I'm gonna make a video. This gave me an idea in this video right here. Right, this gave me an idea. Right, where we at? Hold on, where we at?
Through the course of these conversations, that the government has no place.
Okay, this is abortion. That's about abortions, right? Hold on. Where we at? Where we at? Where we at? Where we at? Is this right here?
GOP. In the past, you've condemned Donald Trump's rhetoric as having.
Okay, here we go. Right here. Here we go, right here.
Manner.
Did Joe Biden win the election, Congresswoman Green?
Joe Biden is the president of the United States.
Absolutely,
Marcus.
but you pushed a big lie that said he did not.
Wait. Hold on. We don't want to play that right now. Hold on, we're right here.
The fact that on January 6th,
hold on. I'm gonna compare the two.
Providing aid and comfort.
Here you go, right here. This is right here.
He called those folks patriots. He called them.
I think it's right here. We're gonna start right here. We're gonna start from right here.
The fact that on January 6th, we had 140 cops, United States Capitol Police, get injured.
That injured and killed hundreds of police officers and left Americans for dead.
140 officers injured. One crushed in a revolving door, another hit in the head with a fire extinguisher, another stab with a metal stake.
And after all of the violence, for him, it was just patriots standing up.
And the fact that JD literally raised money. Now, there were 140 cops during the insurrection when they tried to overthrow the government. Beat them upside the head with lead pipes, spray them with pepper spray. The one video we saw, the cop got jammed into the door. United States Capitol Police that were beat upside the head with lead pipes, pepper sprayed, jammed in the doors, beat up with flagpoles. One person died.
And did he think that the heroes at the Capitol who were injured and killed by this mob that he called patriots, were those law enforcement officers heroes, and did they also deserve the protection and the funding?
Disclaimer, right? This is not me. This is a Senate debate, right? So I do not agree with the views in the comment of the debate, right? But I want to kind of compare the two. Where we at, right? I want to kind of compare the two, right? Because that gave me an idea to make this skit right here, right?
In the fight for justice.
Republican candidates gathered to criticize the vice president, not for her abortion stand, but for her support for a bail fund called the Minnesota Freedom Fund.
I knew the unilateral power prosecutors had with the stroke of a pen to make a decision about someone else's life or death.
2 weeks ago, our organization had 2 staff members that were paid staff and about 8 volunteers.
Look, do you hear how many they had? This was before the George Floyd thing, right? They had 8 volunteers, right? And a couple of like $1,500 before George Floyd. Watch this.
With about a budget of $150,000 for the entire year as an organization to get people out on bail as well as immigration detention bond. As of Monday, we had about $31 million in our account.
Huh? They went from $150,000 annually to $35 million in account with the help, right, of Miss Kamala Harris, right? Miss Kamala Harris, right? In the summer of love. This is the summer of love, right?
The Minnesota Freedom Fund is doing God's work.
Jaleel Stallings, charged with attempted murder, prosecutors say he shot at a SWAT team during the riots in May. Someone paid $75,000 cash to get him out of jail.
Woo! $75,000 cash to get him out of jail, right? But look how they talk about the Patriots. Look how they talk about the Patriots.
He called those folks patriots.
Wait.
He called them tourists.
Wait. Here we go. Right, but look how they talk about these protesters.
The people who were beating up police officers in the United States Capitol, the people that were there to protect him. He said he wasn't afraid.
Right? J.D. Vance raised money for the legal defense fund of the insurrectionists.
Woo!
Providing aid and comfort to the January 6th insurrectionists.
Woo! Aid and comfort to the January 6th insurrectionists. Right?
Whether someone would be charged or let off, whether someone will be tried as a juvenile or as an adult.
I'm going to say that again. The Minnesota Freedom Fund is doing God's work.
Darnica Floyd, charged with second-degree murder for stabbing a friend to death. $100,000 cash, and she got out of jail too.
Whether someone is sent to death row or not. I knew.
Since the start of the protests sparked by the death of George Floyd on May 25th, over 10,000 people have been arrested in the United States. Some had the ability to pay their bail. Many others were helped by a charity organization called the Minnesota Freedom Fund.
Again, the Minnesota Freedom Fund is doing God's work.
There's Christopher Boswell, a twice-convicted rapist, currently charged with kidnapping and sexual assault in 2 separate cases. $350,000.
Whoa! Right? But we go back to here. Or you go back to here, right? We go back to here.
These are cops protecting the Capitol, right? They got kids, they got family members, and here this happened.
And then to have opportunities in the state of Iowa where someone stands up and says, Senator Grassley, what are you going to do to get those people, those patriots out of gulag-like situations because the conspiring FBI and Capitol Police threw them in the hooskow?
In the hooskow. Whatever the hooskow mean. Whatever the hooskow mean, right? We're going to go back to here. We're going to go back to here. We're going to go back to this one, right? Going to go back to this skit. I'm just comparing the two.
All cash. And he walks out too.
I have music in my car right now. But the point being, it matters who's in those rooms, where the decisions are being made. It matters.
All 3 would probably still be sitting in jail if it wasn't for the Minnesota Freedom Fund.
Whoa! Right? Wasn't for the Freedom Fund.
Senator.
Wasn't for the Freedom Fund. All of them be in jail.
Senator Lee, you advised spurious so-called legal efforts to mislead tens of millions of Americans that the election had been stolen. And congratulations, you succeeded.
This is the kind of extremism, JD, that we wholly reject. You have video posts, don't even try to deny it. So of all the things to do in that circumstance, our guy thought it would be a good idea to post on social media, raise money for the insurrectionists. We got your Twitter posts and everything else. Everybody's seen it. He said, help these guys with their legal defense. That's outrageous. Of all the things you could have done, JD, that's what you decided to do.
That's what you decided to do?
Now, can you imagine one guy saying out of one side of his mouth he's pro-cop, and out of the other side of his mouth he's raising money for the insurrectionists who were beating up the Capitol Police?
Whoa. We're going to go back to this skit. Or this skit.
And you heard it in the introduction. I'll tell you that in this election, regarding my background as a prosecutor, there have been no my motivation,
then we're going to go right here.
my beliefs, and what I have done.
I do.
To the fund when it was bailing out protesters. Since then, it's been posting bail for other.
Here we go.
Soft on. Instead of reacting to it after it happens, prevent it from happening in the first place.
Harris urged people to donate to the fund when it was bailing out protesters. Since then, it's been posting bail for other offenders, including one who Republicans say committed a murder in downtown St. Paul.
And in the 90-plus days of protests in Portland, there have been hundreds of arrests, and now 74 people are facing federal charges. As a result, a local organization has created a PDX jail fund, which helps provide money for bail and other legal services. The GoFundMe page says that it was set up by the General Defense Committee Local 1. It was created the day after the riots and looting back in May.
That's in Portland. That's in Portland. All right, we're going to go back to this skit. We're going to go back to this skit right quick. We're going to go back to this skit. They have nothing to do with each other, but they gave me an idea.
One of the guys went to jail for 4 years. Like, we have a group of people that want to overthrow the company. The one guy he tried to raise money for got 4 years in prison. This is ridiculous. I'm not taking a back seat to you. I brought $500 million back to fund police in Ohio.
I bought $5 million back to fund the police in Ohio. You did? Hold on. I'm going to go back to this skit right quick.
When only 14 people had been arrested at that point. The page lists a phone number that people can call if they're arrested to get support and then get bailed out. Since it started, it has raised more than $1.3 million. Earlier today, we spoke with a man who says he was really grateful to get his bail fund.
Whoa, really grateful. Is he a patriot? I was just wondering, was he a patriot?
He said if they were Black Lives Matter or Antifa, he may have been afraid. But because they were the people who he riled up, of course he wasn't afraid.
I think it's extremism that we saw during the insurrection, and you could see that JD didn't answer it. He did raise money for the insurrectionists. He's all in with those people who are the election deniers.
And going back my lifetime, Senator Grassley's lifetime, his parents, going back to the Civil War, never have we had a situation where over half of a political party has voted to violate the results of an election.
Who call into question the most fundamental act we have, the foundation of this country.
Whoa, you hear that? The foundation of this country, right? They deny that. They access deniers, right? We're going to go back into this, right?
It was very easy, actually. They actually reached out to my attorney, and they had the funds ready by the next day. Honestly, it was kind of life-saving because I was just in there for a probable cause hold. So it wasn't like I was in there charged with anything like stuff like that.
The tragic story of this woman, Rachel Abraham. Court documents show she was a victim of domestic violence who tried to get protection using restraining orders from her ex and father of her 2 kids. Those restraining orders did not do much. According to court documents, 33-year-old Mohammed Osman Adan kept showing up at Rachel's house and threatened to kill her. Adan was arrested again last month for cutting off his GPS ankle bracelet and going back into Rachel's home. At this point, the system finally appeared to be working in Abraham's favor, with Adan behind bars. But then it wasn't the system that failed Rachel Abraham, but outsiders. The very next day, a woman with the Portland Freedom Fund posted the 10% bail that was required to get Adan out of jail.
Woo! And you know what happened after that? Right? You know what happened after that?
Congressman Ryan, in a nationwide address, President Biden called the MAGA Republicans the threat to American democracy. Was he right?
Those people who storm the Capitol are a threat to the democracy.
Think about this. The basic premise for democracy, one person, one vote. Toss it out. It no longer matters.
Those people who say that the election was fraudulent are a threat to our democracies.
If they were a football field,
Wait a minute. We got to get some more donations. I tell you, I got some skits coming out. We got to get some more donations up here. Y'all want me to hit these skits? I got that. This is the Republican debate right here with Marjorie Taylor Greene.
All right, to Marjorie Taylor Greene there.
Senator Kelly's preferred. No limits, extreme abortion policy.
Oh, wait a minute.
China.
Hold on. I'll see this. Wait. Let's compare these two right quick. Let's compare while we at it right quick. Let's compare these two right quick. Let's compare these two.
300,000 come through every month. It's a
we're going to do the abortion.
Blake Masters, 90 seconds.
Lindsey Graham has proposed a 15-week that limits abortion.
Here we go.
Radical who voted for that bill. He was joined by Elizabeth Warren, by Bernie Sanders. AOC voted for this in the House. And the only countries in the whole world that support Senator Kelly's preferred no limits, extreme abortion policy are China and North Korea. So no, I'm pro-life. I believe in limits. I think we should be more like, I don't know, how about every other civilized country in the world?
Every other civil country in the world, right? But you asked the Democrats that, right? Hold on. Did I even get to this part yet? We about right here, right? Hold on. 7% of the time. Hold on. Views on abortion.
I've not spent a minute.
Hold on. Where we at? Right. Views on abortion. Where we at? Right here.
There were restrictions.
Oh, here we go. Right here. Let's see the Democrats. Oops. Got to push play first. Let's see the Democrats.
Ms. Beasley,
Here we go. Watch how they avoid the question.
Republicans have accused Democrats of supporting abortion up until birth, and I heard you on the campaign trail, so you support parameters set forth by Roe. Just to be clear for our viewers who might not be sure exactly what that means, what would your ideal law in terms of weeks allowed and exceptions, and do you think it should be codified nationally?
Mr. Walker, Senator Warnock, you've said repeatedly that the exam room is too small for the patient, her doctor, and the U.S. government.
But real quickly, where do you draw the line on late-term abortion?
So what limits, if any, do you support on abortion?
We're asking you to take a clear position right now. Do you believe there should be any limitations on abortion set by the government?
At what point do you think life should be protected, and what exemptions would you support?
What exemptions would your ass support? Huh? What?
This issue is dividing our country.
What would you support? What kind of ban would your ass support? Right. Let's hear the Democrats. One more. Let's hear the. Okay, we get it covered. We need some more donations.
Well, under Roe v. Wade, there were protections and there were restrictions that were allowed under that law. And late-term abortion in this country only happens when there is a serious problem.
I support going back to Roe v. Wade. That was established law.
That's the unfortunate reality. I support us going back to Roe versus Wade. That was a law of the land that worked for 50 years.
When the Supreme Court overruled Roe v. Wade, it took away rights that we've had for 49 years, rights that I've had my whole life are now been ripped away from women and girls in this country.
I think that the women of this country and the women of this state woke up one summer morning and a core protection that they've known for 50 years was taken from them by an extremist Supreme Court.
Yeah, so, I mean, the protections and restrictions that were allowed under Roe v. Wade was the law of the land for over a century, or for 50 years.
So just to follow up, in terms of what he's arguing, that you support abortion up until birth and late-term abortions, how do you respond to that specifically?
I support Roe v. Wade. That's all they can say. I support Roe v. Wade. I support Roe v. Wade. Let's hear what the Republicans say right quick. Let's hear. I wish I could know what Marjorie Taylor Greene part was.
Just last year, Arizona passed a law that limits abortions after 15 weeks. I support that law. That's where Arizonans find a reasonable place to draw the line. I support limits at the federal level too. Senator Lindsey Graham has proposed a 15-week bill with the common exceptions, and I support that. I believe in limits. Mark Kelly believes in no limits at all.
Huh? Wait a minute. Let's see. Do they believe in any limits? Let's see. Do they believe in any limits? Let's see. What's a good part, right? Let's see. Do they believe in any limits? Let's see. Do they believe in any limits?
He sponsored 8 different national abortion bans. He sponsored abortion bans that had no exceptions for rape, incest, or the life of the mother.
Now, we read at least a couple articles every week of young people, underage girls who have been raped.
Now, as a police detective who investigated cases of rape and
No, that's not the part. This is the part they talking about rape. That's not me. Disclaimer.
I am a pastor.
Disclaimer, that is not me. Where we at?
That. She said it didn't even go far enough. She said she wanted to make abortion a felony.
Here we go.
Even God gave us a choice. Can you clarify what you meant by that? You have 30 seconds.
Can you clarify?
I think the fundamental question really is, who makes the decision for a woman and her family? Is it you and your doctor, or is it politicians up in Washington?
Oh, I think it's self-explanatory. God gave us a choice.
Wait, they can't answer it, right?
This is the largest governmental overreach.
But we also, right? Wait, I got to go back to this, right? Because I'm about to get up off of here, right? You know what I'm saying? If I get some right donations, we're going to go ahead and do these skits, and we're going to go ahead and knock that Fetterman skit out tomorrow. I got to get some donations. I can't spend the time. Hold on, we go right here. Open, right? You need to really know about this. Y'all really need to know about this. You really need to know what's coming about this. I'm almost finished editing this right here. This is deep right here. It's going to go on Patreon regardless. All right? Subscribe to the Patreon. Where we at? We're going to go right here. We're going to go right here. See what they're talking about right here.
I mean, look at all.
Here you go, right here.
All the stories about how, the IRS was targeting conservative organizations.
This is about human freedom. And that's ultimately what the climate battle is about. And now the real battle and the next transition of this is going to be the viral battle.
Right. Well, one of the ways they know if you're a conservative, they look at where your money goes. Right. What political organizations did you contribute to? What events did you go to? I mean, they will know everything about you.
Your music playlist is personalized, your Google Maps, your Uber and Lyft, your Google search results, everything in your life that is on a keyboard is personalized. Why is the money not? It's because they previously haven't had the technological ability to do it, but now they do.
Now they do. Do you hear them? Now they do, right? And this is how they're gonna do it. What is commercial at, right? Where we at? Where are we at? This is a commercial. Where in the hell is, okay, the economy. This is how they're gonna do it right here. This is how they're gonna do it to y'all, right? This is how they're gonna do it to you. This is the new future of credit, right? This is the new future of credit. They set it up in this part. What part did they say it in? What part? Okay, let me see what this part is about. Let's get a little more education before we go into this part. Let's get a little more education. Let's get a little more educated.
I'm wondering if they bring in the Fed coin and you don't want to be monitored. I might see Peter Schiff using Bitcoin.
So if you think that the government is going to step in and outlaw Bitcoin, why does it make sense to invest in Bitcoin?
Well, then I could just lose my money because Bitcoin can crash.
Right now, it makes sense to get out of the reach of the Fed and the Treasury. Fedcoin is one more step into fascism.
I want to use the cryptos that are backed by gold, or more like I could use actual silver, in barter and stuff like that, or as money, because then the government wouldn't know what I was doing.
So what I am doing is I am buying gold, silver, Bitcoin, and cash, and I hate to say this, bullets, because
you buy all that, and you better get this game. I'm telling you. You better get some of this game, y'all. Hold on. Let's see what's right here.
IRS was targeting
Oh no, let's see what's. We already saw that part. We already saw that part. The economy. Here go the card right here. I can just roll through this part right here. I can roll through this part. Where we at? Here we go.
And there's
Here you go. Roll through this part right here.
actually a partnership now between the United Nations and MasterCard called a Dichotomy, a credit card, where it's going to monitor your carbon footprint.
In 2018, the United Nations released an urgent report emphasizing the need to cut carbon emissions in half by 2030 in order to avoid an irreversible climate crisis.
But the more powerful the government is, the harder it is for the underground to fight back.
And the World Economic Forum is very excited about this. The card cuts off your spending when you hit your carbon footprint max.
And you don't want the government to know every single thing you do.
The average consumer in Sweden causes around 10 tons of carbon emissions each year, of which 60% is linked to consumption. Later in 2018, Doconomy, a Swedish fintech, took on the challenge and launched Do, a mobile banking service for everyday climate action.
Everyday climate action.
The Do app is connected to a credit card that enables users to track and measure their carbon footprint from each purchase and to compensate for its impact day by day.
Oh shit, everybody gonna get that credit card.
And of course, if the Federal Reserve is able...
Everybody gonna get that credit card right there. Everybody gonna get the economy card, right? Y'all better hurry up and send them donations so we can get into the skit.
We're losing our freedoms. I'm a Marine. I didn't fight for Bitcoin or gold. I fought for our freedoms.
Oh, hold on. For the freedoms. Hold on. For the freedoms.
We're losing our freedoms. I'm a Marine. I didn't fight for Bitcoin or gold. I fought for our freedoms.
Or you can't use it for this. Or there's an expiration date.
I didn't fight for Republicans or Democrats. I fought for our freedoms. And so that's really my concern today. That is my concern. We're losing our freedom.
We're going to lose our freedom.
This spring, Doconomy took its fight against climate change one step further by adding a premium credit card to its offer.
Premium.
But instead of introducing a premium credit card with the tip...
You see that? Huh? This is the credit card. You get premium airport lounge, reward programs, frequent flyer miles, interest-free credit, right? Personal shopping assistance.
Benefits.
Right? Hotel upgrades, hole-in-one insurance.
That
build your credit score, price protection insurance.
Encourages further mass consumption. Doconomy did the opposite.
Huh? It does the opposite. It gives you credit for not consuming the carbon footprint. This is what the social shit is, right? They don't give your ass. I ain't gonna tell you the game. I'm gonna give you the game right now. I ain't gonna give you the game right now.
By launching Do Black, the world's first credit card with a carbon limit.
You got to spend the money. They can really try to micromanage the economy, which means they're going to screw it up even more than they're doing it now.
Ooh.
Also, no, I think that we should resist giving the government that much more power and surrendering what's left of our individual liberties and what's left of our privacy.
Huh? What's left of our privacy? Do you hear that? It's going down. It's going down in the DM. This is going to be a good skit right here.
We don't have much financial privacy left. I mean, that's...
we don't have enough financial privacy left.
What?
We don't.
All this banking rules are about.
Simply put, it's the first credit card ever to stop you from overspending.
So nobody has any privacy. So every single transaction you make is reported to the government.
Not based on your available funds, but rather on the levels of CO2 emissions caused by your consumption.
Huh? Eat too many hamburgers. You see that? You eat too many hamburgers, right? Wait.
Nobody has any privacy. So every single transaction you make is reported to the government.
Not
right? Everything gonna be read on FedCoin. They're gonna be able to control everything you eat, everything you drive.
Based on your available.
Right? Sneaker City, right?
funds,
right? Tennis appeal, right?
but rather
Fastburger go. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be able to this all. You're gonna be able to buy this many shoes. You know what I'm saying? This many. They holding everything, right? Everything. This many hamburgers. This many. You can drive this many airplane flights, right? This is your limit. After your limit, they cut your shit off, so you can save money and not add to the carbon footprint.
on the levels of CO2 emissions caused by your consumption.
Oh shit, it's gonna be deep, y'all. And you know what they're saying? It says probably coming next year. Next year. One more piece of this and I'm up out of here. One more piece of this and we up out of here.
And again, yes, they may be able to catch a few criminals, but they're soon going to be catching a lot of honest people because they can harass their political enemies.
Now, it's voluntary at the moment. It's for people who want to monitor it. But how long before that, 6 months, a year before that becomes mandatory?
By having all this information about where you spend your money, what you buy with your money.
Huh? They saying, look, they saying that's coming soon, y'all. And y'all want to know how soon, right? I'm telling you, y'all want to know how soon? Soon and very soon, right? They say it's coming soon and very soon, right? Soon, is this it? Let me see, is this it? Let me see, is this it right here?
Where were you on March 9th, 2022, when President Biden signed the death warrant on American freedom? On that day, in a hush ceremony at the White House, without the approval of Congress, the states, or the American people.
This part right here goes into the other skit, right? This part ain't even edited right now. So this part right here, this whole video goes into the other skit. This whole informational video right here goes into the other skit, right? So that's why I ain't finished. So we're going to have to get them donations. I need time to do these skits, y'all. This shit take time. I got to edit it and write it and edit it and film it and write it and do the jokes and film it and all kind of shit, right? But I can get it out to y'all if I can stay in the house.
Biden signed into law Executive Order 14067. Buried in his order are a few paragraphs titled Section 4. The language in Section 4 makes Order 14067 the most treacherous act by a sitting president in the history of our republic. Because Section 4 sets the stage for legal government surveillance of all U.S. citizens, total control over your bank accounts and purchases, and the ability to silence all dissenting voices for good.
Woo! Did you hear that, y'all? Right? Did you hear that? D. Peterson, good looking out in the donation. What's the carbon footprint of a blowjob? That was the carbon footprint of a blowjob. Let's get into the chat. Let's get into the chat right here. It said, what's the carbon footprint of a blowjob? That's a good one, D. That's a good. I'm interested in a credit card that offers blowjob lounge access with no annual fees. He's a fool for that one. He's a fool for that one. If they add a blowjob to the list, I'm in. Mark says, we all fucked. I'm sorry. We all fucked. There is no correlation between climate change and CO2. None. So we all fucked. And if who else up here says something? Born Wrapped. Who's that? Born Wrapped. Good look out on the donation. Born Wrapped Reality. Who's that? 160. That's my boy right here. We're eating pizza and drinking Hennessy together. That's my personal partner right here. This is my white personal partner right here. 160. This is my. If people say, "Hey, I fuck with white people." 160. This is my partner. We be fucking with each other on some Hennessy and pizza shit. You know what I'm saying? He be coming to my shows and shit. And came to a couple of shows. He was a big supporter. 160. My boy. It was a. I'm pretty sure the reason Joe Biden accused the interview of using cocaine was because Joe was using cocaine to get through the interview. He was using sleeping pills or something. Let the record show these people are pathological liars and categorically insane. All right, let me see. Who else we got up in here? Who else we got up in here? Welfare backed by the GOAT Afro-American lineage theft of the trust. What? That was a long ass. Happy Armageddon. You damn right, happy Armageddon. We all finna die. Trump to Trump. I don't even know what that shit mean right there. That's some different language shit right there. That's some different language. That's a different language. Anybody else got something to say before we get up out of here? Anybody else got something to say before we get up out of here? Homicidal carbon footprint on a blowjob. What about here? Let me play one more. Let me see. One more clip from the, what does it call it? One more clip from the money makers. One more clip. Who we at? Oh shit! Somebody sent me a cash app. Who to send me a cash app? I heard it go off. You heard it go off? Ching ching. Somebody send me a cash app. Who to send me a cash app? We gotta stop the press. Troy Sherman, good looking out, Troy Sherman. This with the cash app. Ching ching. Troy Sherman, we're gonna get busy with this skit right here. Troy Sherman, it's gonna be some good shit right here. All this shit gonna be some good shit. We at? All this shit gonna be some good shit. This really gonna be some good shit. Now, where we at? About Kamala, right? We're gonna go Joe Biden going to the taco stands and shit. We're gonna look at this shit. They're gonna ask for a discount.
Good. How are you? Take out order for Bass. Bass. Right here.
Hi, how are you guys? ¿Cómo están?
Yeah, gracias.
They brought a Hispanic in there in LA. I just had some tacos from there the other day. Nasty as shit.
Al presidente.
Sí, cómo no. ¿Cómo está, presidente?
Joe Biden got a peso in his motherfucking hand. What the hell is that? Did he ask the dude for his green card? Like, hey, is you a legal citizen?
How are you?
This is LA.
All right. So I got everything. Where we are? Let me ring you in right now.
Watch this shit.
So you get a discount.
You get a discount.
Presidential discount?
Oh, Afro-headed little bitch, a presidential discount? Why don't you overpay? Why don't you overpay? You got enough money. It's an inflation. Get this nigga a tip.
Public service. Public service. And let me get you this. 50% off.
This nigga get 50% off. Ain't that a bitch? We don't get that much off in gas. How did they get this much in the tacos? I would have overcharged this dog ass. This son of a bitch get half off. How the fuck you do? Come on, man.
I mean, right? But 16.45. 16.60. $16.45.
$20.
Here, let me give you another $45, and the next person comes in with a treat.
Oh, look at that. The next person come in. Nigga, you should have bought the whole restaurant and fed the whole block. I done more than $45. We done more than $45 on Skid Row. What the fuck? This nigga said, give him $45. You ain't gonna give me no tip. You can at least say, you got a $50 tip. I can buy the tacos and give you a $50 tip. What about me? You feeding the next motherfucker come up in here. I'm the nigga need the money. You see me with this motherfucking hairnet on, with this motherfucking fake gold chain. You gonna get the next motherfucker some money? Shit. I'm the next motherfucker coming. It's my lunch break. I'm taking it and pocketing it.
Yeah. All right, for $60. I want to keep this one here. I won't do it for the next.
Look, it costs $45. He gave him $60. The next person come up in here, make sure they eat. With $15, nigga, a taco plate? What if a family came in? Huh? What if a mother and a child came in? You gonna feed one of the motherfuckers, the other 3 people gotta buy their own plate? You gonna have to buy your own damn nachos.
All right. And no, that's right. That's the next person. I'll put it here. You guys need more than that. $40. What order is friendly? What you got? 55 cents.
Quesadilla, you cheap son of a bitch.
All right, see?
That is the best thing they got, though.
It's real quick.
Yeah, the inflation report is out. Have you seen gas prices around here in LA? It's $7 a gallon almost.
Well, that's always been the case here.
You a damn lie.
Yes, our economy is strong as hell. The internals are.
Eat ice cream and tacos. Our economy is strong as hell. Gas almost $7. That's always been the case. You know what happened, nigga? It was $3 when Trump was in office.
Inflation is worldwide. It's worse off everywhere else than it is in the United States.
Well, that's supposed to make us happy. We the United States. You're supposed to fix it, right? We not supposed to be compared to the other countries. We're supposed to be doing better than other countries. Well, we not. Huh? And it's because of Joe freaking Biden. Huh? Joe freaking Biden. Freedom Fund.
Have them be able to have a safe place
They
to
even got a
sleep or
gay
stay.
freedom
Over
fund.
50% of young people who are being kicked out of their homes.
They even got a gay freedom fund. Let's get into it. I'm gonna get back with y'all later. I'm about to get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? If I get some new donations, we're gonna get these skits up out of here by tomorrow and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Not I'm gonna take my ass to bed. We're gonna see if y'all want these skits or not. Through Cash App or PayPal or something like that. I'm up out of here. I'll talk to y'all later. Alligators.